the 10 greatest ideas from Napoleon Hill on money and success, applied to daily life. Timeless wisdom that can transform your finances. Starting today, in the darkest days of the Great Depression, when fear ruled the economy and hope was in short supply, one man dared to suggest that success wasn't a matter of circumstance. It was a matter of mindset. That man was Napoleon Hill, and the ideas he shared in Think and Grow Rich have impacted more millionaires than any other book in history. But here's the real secret. Hill didn't just write for millionaires. He wrote for people like you, for those who wake up every day wondering how to create more freedom, more income, more purpose, without selling their soul. Hill's philosophy isn't just about making money. It's about mastering the inner game of wealth, because no amount of hustle will work if your mind is wired for survival instead of abundance. In this video or guide, we're not just going to summarize Napoleon Hill's ideas. We're going to translate them into clear, practical actions you can apply in your daily life. Starting now, each of these 10 principles is a tool. Used correctly, they can reshape how you earn, spend, think, plan, and grow. You don't need a business degree. You don't need $1 million idea. You just need to understand the laws of the mind and learn to direct your thoughts with intention. So if you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck, if you're done waiting for the right moment, if you felt the fire inside you but don't know how to turn it into real results, stay with me until the end. Because once you fully grasp these 10 timeless principles, you'll never look at money or yourself the same way again. Let's begin. Idea 1, burning desire, the starting point of all riches. When Napoleon Hill set out to uncover the true formula behind success and wealth, he found that it had nothing to do with background, education, luck, or talent. Instead, it began with something far more powerful and far more accessible to anyone willing to claim it: a burning desire. A burning desire is not a casual wish. It is not a vague preference or a mild ambition. It is a deep, persistent, almost obsessive inner drive that refuses to be extinguished by obstacles, failures, ridicule, or the passage of time. It is the kind of desire that becomes a part of your very identity, a non-negotiable element of your being. Hill stated it clearly: the starting point of all achievement is desire, not skill, not opportunity, not even education. Desire comes first. Everything else follows. But how do you transform a simple want into a burning desire? How do you ignite a fire inside yourself so powerful that it drives you to achieve what once seemed impossible? The answer lies in understanding the nature of desire and committing to specific actions that fuel it every single day. What a burning desire really is. Most people confuse wishing with desiring. They say, "I wish I had more money," or "I wish I could be successful," but they do little beyond voicing those wishes. There is no energy behind their statements, no emotional commitment, no plan of action. Consequently, those wishes evaporate at the first sign of difficulty. A burning desire is categorically different. It is an internal state that demands fulfillment. It creates emotional urgency. It activates your creativity, your resourcefulness, your resilience. A true burning desire occupies your thoughts constantly, influences your decisions and habits, pushes you to take action daily, even when you do not feel like it, helps you persist through rejection, setbacks, and failures, becomes a lens through which you see opportunities instead of obstacles. Without this level of desire, even the best plans and talents are wasted. But with it, even ordinary individuals can achieve extraordinary results. Why desire must come first? Desire is the fuel that powers all achievement because it precedes belief, effort, planning, and persistence. If you attempt to pursue a goal without strong desire, you will lose motivation when the novelty wears off. You will become discouraged at the first setback. You will accept defeat far too easily. You will rationalize quitting because your heart was never fully invested. In contrast, when your desire burns brightly, temporary defeats fuel your determination. Failures become lessons instead of dead ends. Long hours, sacrifice, and discomfort feel purposeful. Your mind stays alert to creative solutions and hidden opportunities. In financial terms, developing a burning desire is non-negotiable if you wish to create real wealth. Without it, you will not endure the sacrifices necessary to build assets, create value, or grow a business. You will surrender to distractions, settle for security, and justify mediocrity. Success demands a price, and only a burning desire gives you the emotional strength to pay it. The 6-step method to build a burning desire. Napoleon Hill outlined a clear, practical process for transforming a casual wish into a powerful, life-altering desire. It requires discipline and repetition, but has been proven to work for countless successful individuals across industries and generations. Here are the 6 steps. Step 1. Define exactly how much money you desire. Be specific. Vague goals produce vague results. Instead of saying, I want more money, say, I want to earn $10,000 per month by December 31st. Specificity gives your mind something concrete to work toward. It sharpens your focus and increases your emotional connection to the goal. Step 2. Determine exactly what you intend to give in return. There is no such thing as something for nothing. Wealth flows to those who provide value. You must clearly define what skills, services, products, or efforts you will exchange for the financial success you seek. This commitment transforms your desire from selfish wishing into mutual exchange with the world. Step 3. Set a definite date for achieving your goal. Deadlines create urgency. Without a specific date, your mind will treat your goal as optional and procrastination will thrive. Commit to a timeline. Even if it feels uncomfortable, it will force action and clarify priorities. Step 4. Create a clear, concise statement describing your goal. Your statement should include the amount of money you desire, the time limit for its acquisition, the value or service you intend to give, a clear plan or starting action you will take. Example, I will earn $10,000 per month by December 31st, 2025 by building and growing my freelance writing business, providing high-quality content to entrepreneurs. I will work daily to develop my skills, attract clients, and deliver outstanding service. Step 5. Read your statement aloud twice daily. Once in the morning, once before going to sleep. Speak it with emotion and absolute belief, even if you feel doubt at first. Repetition, combined with emotion, imprints your desire into your subconscious mind, where it will begin to shape your behaviors, perceptions, and opportunities. Step 6. Visualize yourself already in possession of the money. As you recite your statement, close your eyes and picture the goals achieved. Feel the emotions associated with success, gratitude, pride, security, joy. The stronger your emotional connection to the future reality, the faster it will draw you toward it. Why most people fail at this step? Many people attempt to set financial goals, but never ignite a true burning desire. Why? Because they underestimate the work required to build emotional momentum. They think reading their goals once or twice will be enough. They become lazy with repetition. They recite their goals mechanically, without passion. Desire must be fueled continuously. Just as a fire requires constant feeding to keep burning, so too must you nourish your desire with daily focus, emotion, action, and visualization. It is not enough to want success when it is easy. You must want it most when it feels farthest away. How burning desire transforms financial habits. When you operate from a burning desire for wealth and freedom, your financial behavior changes almost automatically. You start to save more consistently because you see every dollar as a seed for your dream. Invest wisely instead of chasing short-term gratification. Educate yourself continuously to improve your earning potential. Avoid wasteful spending that does not serve your long-term goals. Focus on creating assets rather than consuming liabilities. Desire anchors your discipline. It gives meaning to the sacrifices you must make. It transforms financial prudence from a chore into a conscious, empowering choice. Burning desire in the psychology of money. Modern research in psychology and neuroscience supports Hill's claims. Studies show that strong emotional goals activate the brain's reticular activating system, RAS, causing you to notice opportunities and resources that align with your goals. Repetition and emotional visualization reshape neural pathways, making new behaviors like saving, investing, or working harder feel more natural and automatic. Desire, when combined with belief and action, reduces procrastination and increases long-term resilience. In short, cultivating a burning desire is not just motivational fluff. It is a strategic mental practice grounded in science. Building desire when you feel discouraged. What if you feel uninspired, tired, or stuck? It happens to everyone. Burning desire must be rebuilt, rekindled, and refueled throughout your journey. Here's how. Revisit your why. Why did you want this goal in the first place? Surround yourself with success stories. Celebrate small wins to build emotional momentum. Read your goal statement with renewed passion, not mechanical boredom. Reframe setbacks as tests of commitment, not signs of failure. Remember, desire is not a one-time event. It is a living force. You must nurture it as you would a flame in a storm. The ultimate power of burning desire. At the highest level, burning desire does something extraordinary. It reshapes your identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone hoping for wealth. You start seeing yourself as someone destined to achieve it. This identity shift affects everything. How you spend your time, how you treat yourself, what opportunities you pursue, how you respond to failure, who you associate with. When you embody your burning desire, the world responds. Doors open. Mentors appear. Resources are drawn to you. It will feel like luck from the outside, but you will know it was your inner fire that changed everything. Final thoughts. Success is not reserved for the lucky, the privileged, or the gifted. It is reserved for the relentlessly committed, for those whose desire refuses to die. If you want to master your finances, if you want to create wealth and freedom in your daily life, you must start at the source, not with money, not with opportunity, but with a burning desire that will not be denied. Build it, feed it, guard it fiercely, because once you possess that kind of fire within you, the external world has no choice but to rearrange itself around your determination, and that is when true wealth begins. Idea 2, faith, belief as the foundation of success. If burning desire is a fuel that ignites your journey toward success, then faith is the engine that keeps you moving when the path becomes uncertain, difficult, and slow. Napoleon Hill emphasized that without faith, desire will wither. Without faith, persistence crumbles. Without faith, plans seem pointless. Faith is not merely religious or spiritual belief, although it can be. In Hill's philosophy, faith is a deep, unshakable belief in yourself, your goal, and the certainty of your success, even when there is no external proof yet. Faith is the ability to see what is not yet visible. It is a conviction that what you desire is already yours, simply waiting for the right moment to materialize. It is the emotional certainty that fuels bold action, creative problem-solving, and resilience under pressure. Without this internal conviction, you will falter. You will second-guess yourself. You will allow fear and doubt to paralyze your dreams. But when faith becomes your foundation, almost nothing can stop you. What faith really is. Faith, as Hill describes it, is not passive. It is not simply hoping for the best or wishing things will turn out well. Faith is an active, dynamic, emotional certainty that compels you to act as if success were inevitable. True faith manifests in your thoughts. You consistently expect favorable outcomes. Words. You speak of your goals as if they are already unfolding. Actions. You move forward decisively without hesitation or apology. Faith is emotionalized belief. It is belief charged with feeling and repeated often enough that it becomes automatic, a mental habit rather than an occasional state. Why faith is critical to financial success. Every great financial achievement begins as an idea, and ideas are fragile. They're easily crushed by fear, doubt, cynicism, and ridicule. Faith protects your ideas. Faith allows you to persist when the world doubts you, when friends question you, when early results seem disappointing. When you truly believe, you act with greater courage. You take risks others fear. You recover faster from failure. You attract opportunities and alliances aligned with your vision. Faith makes you magnetic to success because it aligns your subconscious mind with the outcome you desire. When your subconscious accepts an idea as true, it begins influencing your emotions, behaviors, and perceptions to bring that idea into reality. This is not magic. It is a predictable result of the mind's internal programming. You are always operating on faith, either faith in success or faith in failure. You might as well choose to believe in your own greatness. How to build unshakable faith, step by step. Napoleon Hill taught that faith is built through autosuggestion. the practice of feeding the mind positive, emotionally charged statements repeatedly until they become beliefs. Here is a structured process you can use to cultivate faith deliberately. Step 1. Create a definite statement of your goal. You cannot believe in something vague. You must know exactly what you are aiming for. Write a clear, concise, emotionally charged statement of your financial goal, as we discuss with burning desire. Example: I will earn $10,000 per month through my online business by December 31st, 2025, serving 100 loyal clients who love my work. Step 2. Read your statement aloud, with emotion twice daily. Morning and night, read your statement aloud. Do not mumble it. Do not recite it like a robot. Speak it with feeling. Imagine the outcome. Smile as you say it. Feel the pride, the gratitude, the certainty. Your subconscious mind responds to emotion, not logic. Feed it powerful emotions attached to your goals. Step 3. Visualize the achievement in vivid detail. After reading your statement, close your eyes and see the goal already achieved. Imagine the money in your bank account, the clients praising your work, the freedom to travel, invest, or support your family, the feeling of self-respect and pride in your accomplishment. Visualization reinforces faith by making the abstract goal feel tangible and real. Step 4. Act as if success is inevitable. Your daily behavior should reflect your belief in the goal. Ask yourself, if I already knew success was certain, what would I do today? Would you hesitate to make that phone call? Would you delay starting that project? Would you waste hours doubting yourself? Faith is demonstrated through action. Act first, and feelings of faith will strengthen through experience. Step 5. Guard your mind against negative influences. Faith is delicate, especially in the beginning. Negative conversations, toxic media, and pessimistic people can erode it quickly. Be ruthless about protecting your mental environment. Surround yourself with positive, ambitious individuals. Limit exposure to news designed to trigger fear. Replace negative self-talk with empowering affirmations. Think of your mind as a garden. Faith grows in fertile, protected soil. Step 6. Persist through temporary defeats. No success story is a straight line. There will be setbacks. There will be days when progress seems invisible. This is when most people quit. But if you persist, holding faith during the darkest hours, you build unbreakable resilience. Temporary defeat is not failure. It is a test of belief. Pass the test. The dangers of lack of faith. Without faith, even the strongest desire collapses under pressure. When doubt dominates your mind, you hesitate to act. You make weak, fearful decisions. You miss opportunities because you expect failure. You interpret setbacks as signs you should quit. In finance, lack of faith often leads to selling investments in a panic during market downturns, abandoning businesses at the first cash flow problem, undervaluing your services out of fear you are not worth it, settling for jobs far below your potential because you doubt your capabilities. Faith is not a luxury. It is a financial strategy. Without it, you cannot sustain the long-term vision necessary to create and preserve wealth. Real-world examples of faith in action. Every major entrepreneurial success story is a case study in faith. Walt Disney faced multiple bankruptcies and was told Disneyland would fail. He pressed on, fueled by unshakable belief. Elon Musk invested his last dollars into SpaceX and Tesla when everyone predicted collapse. Oprah Winfrey overcame poverty, discrimination, and abuse, believing she was destined for something greater. These individuals did not succeed because conditions were perfect. They succeeded because their faith was greater than their circumstances. You can apply the same principle today, no matter where you start. Faith and the law of attraction. Napoleon Hill hinted at what modern thinkers now call the law of attraction, the idea that your dominant thoughts and emotions attract corresponding outcomes. Faith, properly cultivated, acts as a magnet. When you consistently think, feel, and act as if success is certain, you attract ideas that align with your goal. You notice opportunities others overlook. You build relationships that open new doors. You inspire trust, respect, and loyalty from others. Skeptics scoff at the law of attraction, but neuroscience confirms it. Your brain's reticular activating system filters reality based on your beliefs and expectations. Change your beliefs, and you change what you see and what you achieve. Building faith in a skeptical world. In today's cynical, noisy world, maintaining faith can feel countercultural. You will encounter people who mock ambition, news that celebrates failure and crisis, voices telling you to be realistic, which often means settle for less. Your task is not to fight these forces. It is to outgrow them. Strengthen your faith so profoundly that external negativity loses all influence over you. You do this by feeding your mind with stories of success and possibility, celebrating every small victory, focusing on your own journey, not comparisons, remembering daily why you started and why you will finish. Final thoughts. Faith is not wishful thinking. It is not naive optimism. It is the conscious, disciplined creation of belief in yourself, your goal, and your destiny. Faith is emotional power applied to thought. It is a bridge between desire and action, between vision and reality. Without faith, the journey to wealth is impossible. With faith, obstacles shrink, perseverance grows, and success becomes inevitable. If you want to master your finances, transform your future, and live a life of freedom and impact, you must build your faith deliberately, brick by brick, day by day. Because once you believe deeply enough, the rest of the world will follow. And when your belief becomes unstoppable, so will you. Idea 3. Autosuggestion. Programming your mind for wealth. If desire is the spark and faith is the engine, then autosuggestion is the steering wheel of your success. It is the tool that allows you to direct your thoughts consciously, rewire your subconscious mind, and create an internal belief system that supports financial achievement instead of sabotaging it. Napoleon Hill considered autosuggestion one of the most powerful forces a human being can use to shape their reality. It is a process of feeding your subconscious mind with repeated thoughts, images, and affirmations until those thoughts become dominant beliefs. And those beliefs produce consistent results. Most people do not fail because they lack intelligence or opportunity. They fail because their subconscious is programmed to expect mediocrity, failure, or scarcity. They try to build wealth, but their inner programming pulls them back like an anchor. Autosuggestion is a tool to cut that anchor and install new mental software on purpose. What is autosuggestion? Autosuggestion is the act of consciously choosing the thoughts and emotions you repeat to yourself every day in order to influence your beliefs and behavior. It is not superstition. It is not empty self-talk. It is mental conditioning, based on the scientifically proven fact that the subconscious mind accepts any idea that is repeated with emotion, regardless of whether it is true or false. If you constantly repeat negative statements, I'm broke, I never succeed, I'm just not good with money, your subconscious will accept those as commands and act accordingly. But if you intentionally feed your mind statements like, I am building wealth every day, I attract the right opportunities, I deserve financial freedom, and you say them with emotion, belief, and repetition, your subconscious begins to shift. That shift changes everything. Why the subconscious mind matters. The subconscious mind controls 95% of your thoughts, your default emotional reactions, your habits and behaviors, what you notice and what you ignore, your beliefs about what is possible. You can consciously desire success, but if your subconscious is programmed to fear success, feel unworthy of wealth, or expect failure, it will sabotage you every time. You'll procrastinate. You'll miss opportunities. You'll spend recklessly. You'll reject success the moment it appears. Autosuggestion is how you reprogram that inner software so that your mind works for you, not against you. The science behind autosuggestion. Modern neuroscience supports Hill's insights. Neuroplasticity proves that repeated thoughts literally rewire your brain. The reticular activating system, RAS, filters what you notice based on your dominant beliefs. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, widely used in psychology, is built on the idea that changing your thoughts changes your behavior and emotional outcomes. In other words, your thoughts are not harmless. They are programming instructions, and you are the programmer. How to use autosuggestion effectively. To use autosuggestion as Hill intended, you need to follow a precise formula. This is not about blind repetition. It's about focused, emotional repetition of carefully chosen thoughts. Step 1. Create a precise, emotionally charged statement. This statement should describe exactly what you want, when you want it, what you're willing to give in return, how you will feel once it is achieved. For example, I am earning $10,000 per month by December 31st, 2025, by helping 100 clients through my digital marketing services. I am confident, focused, and energized every day as I grow my business and create financial freedom. Make it personal. Make it believable but still ambitious. Make it emotional. Step 2. Repeat the statement twice daily. Morning and evening. Repeat your statement aloud with conviction and energy. Why twice? In the morning, your mind is most open and programmable after sleep. In the evening, your subconscious absorbs what you feed it just before sleep. Do not whisper it. Do not recite it mechanically. Speak it as if your life depends on it, because in many ways, it does. Step 3. Visualize the outcome as already achieved. As you say your statement, close your eyes and see it happening. Imagine the money hitting your bank account, the feeling of satisfaction in your chest, the smile on your face, the new lifestyle you are living. The subconscious does not distinguish between real and vividly imagined experiences. Give it something powerful to accept. Step 4. Feel the emotions as if it's already real. Emotion is a fuel. Without it, the suggestion has no power. Feel gratitude, excitement, joy, confidence. These emotions act like glue, attaching the thought to your subconscious memory. Step 5. Repeat for a minimum of 30 days. Rewiring takes time. The old beliefs must be weakened and the new ones reinforced. 30 days of consistent, emotional repetition will start the process. 60 to 90 days will begin to produce visible results. Step 6. Eliminate conflicting messages. If you feed your mind positivity for 10 minutes and then spend the rest of the day speaking doubt, consuming fear-based media, and criticizing yourself, your autosuggestion will be diluted. Protect your mental environment. Limit exposure to negative conversations. Avoid self-deprecating humor. Replace self-criticism with affirmation. What you allow in your mind becomes what your mind allows into your life. Autosuggestion and financial habits. Once you begin to change your mental programming, your daily financial behavior begins to shift automatically. With positive autosuggestion, you will see new income opportunities you previously ignored. Take action where you once hesitated. Negotiate better with greater confidence. Stick to budgets because your identity now includes discipline. Begin to invest because you see yourself as a wealth builder. You won't have to force discipline anymore. It will feel natural because your identity has changed. Behavior always follows belief. Change the belief, and the behavior evolves with it. What most people get wrong about affirmations. Many people have tried affirmations and concluded they don't work. Why? Because they do it without emotion. They repeat empty words they don't believe. They say, "I am a millionaire," while feeling broke, desperate, and hopeless. This creates cognitive dissonance. Their subconscious doesn't buy it. That's why he'll stress. Belief plus repetition plus emotion equals change. You don't have to believe it 100% on day one. You just have to believe it enough to keep repeating it with passion and intention. The belief will grow with time. Start where you are. Feed your mind the thoughts you want to believe, and let repetition do its work. Autosuggestion as a lifetime habit. Autosuggestion is not a one-time exercise. It is a daily discipline, like brushing your teeth or working out. Your subconscious mind is always listening. If you don't choose the thoughts, someone else will. Make it part of your daily routine. Create morning and evening rituals around your affirmations. Post your goal statement where you can see it. Record yourself reading your affirmations and listen while commuting or walking. Combine autosuggestion with journaling to amplify its effect. The more you integrate it into your lifestyle, the faster you will rewire your mind and the more effortless success will feel. Real-life applications and results. Thousands of people, entrepreneurs, athletes, artists, investors, have used autosuggestion to change their lives. Jim Carrey famously wrote himself a check for $10 million and carried it for years. Before that date arrived, he was paid $10 million for Dumb and Dumber. Muhammad Ali used affirmations constantly. I am the greatest, long before the world believed it. Sarah Blakely, founder of Spanx, used visualization and positive repetition to build a billion-dollar company from scratch. These are not fairy tales. They are examples of conscious programming. Your brain is programmable. Your beliefs are malleable, and you have the power to become whoever you decide to become. Final thoughts. Autosuggestion is not about tricking your mind. It's about taking responsibility for the messages you feed it. Left on autopilot, your mind will repeat whatever it has absorbed from childhood, society, failure, fear, and doubt. But with intention, repetition, and emotional focus, you can install a new operating system, one built for wealth, confidence, and success. You don't need to wait. You don't need permission. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin. Start today. Choose your thoughts. Repeat them with emotion, and let your subconscious mind lead you to a life you once thought was only a dream. Because once your inner world changes, your outer world has no choice but to follow. Idea 4. Specialized knowledge. Learn what school never taught you. One of the most revolutionary ideas Napoleon Hill introduced in Think and Grow Rich was that knowledge alone is not power. Instead, only specialized, organized, and purpose-driven knowledge becomes true power, especially when it is directed toward achieving specific financial and personal goals. Hill was clear: the world is filled with educated failures. Universities graduate thousands of individuals every year, but academic knowledge alone does not guarantee wealth, success, or fulfillment. If it did, every degree holder will be financially free. And we know that is not the case. In fact, many of the world's most successful entrepreneurs, investors, and creators were not the most formally educated. They were the most specialized, focused, and action-oriented learners. Specialized knowledge is targeted expertise in a specific field, skill, or industry, combined with the ability to apply it creatively and profitably. It is not general information. It is not trivia. It is actionable intelligence that solves real problems, creates real value, and produces real wealth. Why specialized knowledge is essential for wealth. Money flows to those who provide solutions. Solutions require expertise. Expertise comes from specialized knowledge. General knowledge, knowing a little about a lot, has limited market value. It makes you interesting at parties but does not make you financially independent. Specialized knowledge, on the other hand, solves urgent problems, creates products or services people are willing to pay for, positions you as an authority in your field, allows you to charge premium prices, gives you negotiating power in the marketplace. The greater your expertise, the greater your earning potential. The more specialized your knowledge, the less replaceable you become. This is true whether you want to build a business, advance in a career, invest wisely, create intellectual property, lead a movement. Knowledge is your raw material. Specialization is the tool that shapes it into wealth. The myth of formal education. Hill emphasized that formal schooling is not synonymous with specialized knowledge. You can earn multiple degrees and still lack the skills needed to create financial success. Why? Because schools often emphasize memorization over application, reward conformity over creativity, focus on general knowledge rather than specialized expertise, prepare students for employment, not entrepreneurship or leadership. Hill's mentors and contemporaries, industrial giants like Andrew Carnegie, Henry Ford, and Thomas Edison, were not highly educated by traditional standards, but they possessed deep, actionable knowledge in their industries, and they applied that knowledge relentlessly to create value. Formal education is useful if it gives you the foundation for specialization, but it is your responsibility to seek, acquire, and apply specialized knowledge continuously throughout your life. How to acquire specialized knowledge. You do not need a university or a diploma to gain specialized knowledge. You need curiosity, purpose, discipline, a willingness to learn directly from experience. Here is a step-by-step strategy for acquiring the specialized knowledge that can change your financial future. Step 1. Define your financial goal clearly. What kind of wealth do you want to build? From which industry, skill, or business model? Be specific. Do you want to build a digital marketing agency? Create a portfolio of real estate investments? Sell handmade products online? Develop a tech startup? Your goal determines the knowledge you must acquire. Without a clear goal, you will collect random information that serves no practical purpose. Step 2. Identify the critical skills and knowledge areas. Every field has key competencies that separate amateurs from experts. Research. What problems need to be solved in your chosen field? What skills are most in demand? What expertise do top earners in the field possess? Create a list of the knowledge and skills you must master to succeed. Step 3. Immerse yourself in focused learning. Now, focus intensely. Learn through books. Choose only the best and most relevant. Online courses and certifications. Seminars and workshops. Mentorship and apprenticeships. Hands-on experience, learning by doing. The goal is not to know everything. The goal is to know everything you need to achieve your specific financial outcome. Depth matters more than breadth. Step 4. Apply what you learn immediately. Knowledge without application is entertainment. After every book, course, or lesson, ask, how can I apply this today? How can this create value for others? How can this move me closer to my financial goal? The faster you apply knowledge, the deeper you internalize it, and the faster it starts producing results. Step 5. Build a learning and doing cycle. Specialized knowledge is not a one-time acquisition. It is a continuous, lifelong process. Adopt a simple cycle. Learn something new. Apply it immediately. Reflect on the results. Adjust your approach. Learn the next thing. This cycle keeps you evolving, growing, and increasing your financial value in the marketplace. The importance of organized knowledge. He'll stress that knowledge must be organized and intelligently directed. Random facts and disconnected ideas are useless. Organized knowledge means you can retrieve and apply the right information at the right time. You can systematize your skills into processes and solutions. You can teach, delegate, or leverage your knowledge to scale your impact. Organization amplifies the value of your knowledge. Without it, even specialized knowledge becomes chaotic and ineffective. How specialized knowledge multiplies your wealth. Here are specific ways specialized knowledge turns into real financial gains. Premium pricing. Experts charge more. When you possess rare, in-demand knowledge, you can command higher fees, salaries, or profits. High-value problem solving. Clients and companies pay generously to solve urgent, painful problems. Specialized knowledge positions you as the go-to person. Asset creation. You can create assets, books, courses, products, intellectual property that generate income without constant labor. Business opportunities. Specialized knowledge often reveals unmet needs in the market, allowing you to build businesses others cannot even see. Investment savvy. Specialized financial knowledge enables you to invest wisely, protect your assets, and grow your wealth exponentially over time. Career advancement. Within employment, specialized knowledge makes you indispensable, opens promotion paths, and increases negotiating power. Specialized knowledge is leverage. It multiplies your efforts and accelerates your results. Real-world examples. Warren Buffett specialized in financial analysis and value investing, turning it into one of the greatest fortunes in history. Elon Musk mastered rocket engineering, electric vehicle technology, and business strategy, revolutionizing multiple industries. Marie Forleo specialized in digital entrepreneurship and coaching, building a multi-million-dollar online education empire. None of them relied solely on general knowledge. All of them focused their learning, applied it creatively, and leveraged it into massive success. What specialized knowledge looks like today. In the digital economy, specialized knowledge is more valuable and more accessible than ever. Examples include copywriting for digital marketing, coding for blockchain technologies, financial literacy and investment strategy, e-commerce brand building, health and wellness coaching, data science and artificial intelligence applications. You can acquire these skills faster and cheaper today than at any other time in history. The real question is not, can I afford to learn? It is, can I afford not to? Final thoughts. Knowledge is potential power. Specialized knowledge, intelligently applied, is real power. If you want to transform your finances, you must become more valuable to marketplace. And value comes from mastery, not mediocrity. Specialized knowledge is your competitive advantage. It is your ticket out of financial dependence. It is your bridge from dreams to reality. Do not wait for permission. Do not wait for formal education. Do not wait for the right time. Start now. Choose your field. Focus your learning. Apply relentlessly. Organize your knowledge into systems of value. Because the truth is simple. Those who invest in specialized knowledge rule the future, and the future belongs to those who are ready. Idea 5, imagination, your personal workshop for wealth. When most people hear the word imagination, they think of children playing games, artists painting abstract visions, or writers creating fantasy worlds. But Napoleon Hill viewed imagination not as child's play, but as a critical, strategic tool for wealth creation, a tool that, if properly developed and used, can literally invent fortunes. Hill called imagination the workshop of the mind, where desires are shaped into plans and where dreams take on practical form. In his words, man's only limitation, within reason, lies in his development and use of his imagination. Every innovation, every empire, every major advancement in history, whether in business, technology, or finance, began in one place, the human imagination. Before a skyscraper is built, it is imagined. Before a fortune is made, it is first conceived. Imagination is the birthplace of all success, and it is available to everyone, regardless of education, background, or experience. Why imagination matters in wealth creation. In today's rapidly evolving world, information is abundant, but imagination is scarce. Most people consume. Few create. Most follow systems. Few invent them. But those who learn to use imagination deliberately solve problems others consider impossible, design systems, products, or services that didn't exist before, envision opportunities hidden in plain sight, adapt quickly in times of change, build lives and businesses tailored to their deepest desires. Imagination is your ultimate leverage tool. When properly trained, it gives you the ability to turn ideas into income, turn knowledge into value, turn obstacles into creative breakthroughs. The great wealth builders of the world, Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, Oprah Winfrey, Jeff Bezos, Walt Disney, did not succeed because of what they memorized. They succeeded because of what they imagined and acted upon. The two types of imagination. Napoleon Hill identified two specific kinds of imagination. 1. Synthetic imagination. This is the ability to rearrange existing ideas, concepts, or products into new combinations. It is not about creating something from nothing. It's about innovating using what already exists. Most business success stems from synthetic imagination. For example, Uber did not invent cars or drivers. It imagined a new way to connect them. Airbnb did not invent lodging. It reimagined how unused homes could serve travelers. Amazon did not invent retail. It used synthetic imagination to revolutionize how people shop. Synthetic imagination is the foundation of practical innovation. You don't need to be a genius. You just need to see new relationships between existing things. 2. Creative imagination. This is the ability to receive new ideas, flashes of insight and intuitive knowledge that did not come from direct logic or reasoning. It's what some call intuition downloads or breakthrough thinking. Creative imagination is most active when the mind is relaxed or inspired. You are emotionally connected to your goal. You have developed intense desire and faith in what you want. This form of imagination often provides the biggest leaps in innovation, art, or discovery. It brings ideas that feel almost like gifts from beyond the conscious mind. Hill believed that when desire and faith are strong, the subconscious mind opens a channel to this deeper source of intelligence. Whether synthetic or creative, imagination is essential for designing the plans, products, and strategies that lead to real wealth. How imagination applies to your daily financial life. You don't need to be an inventor or CEO to use imagination. If you want to change your financial life, you must begin by reimagining what is possible. Imagination allows you to design new income streams that match your lifestyle and passions, solve persistent money problems with fresh thinking, reframe limiting beliefs, and create new mental models of wealth. Escape the scarcity programming of your past and envision a more abundant future. Craft a unique path to financial freedom on your terms. Everything you now experience in your financial reality was once imagined or accepted by you. If you want something different, you must imagine something different. Training your imagination, step by step. Like any skill, imagination can be strengthened. Hill didn't believe people were born with more or less of it. He believed it could be cultivated through daily practice. Here's how. Step 1. Feed your mind with high-quality inputs. Imagination works best when you give it raw material to work with. Feed your brain with books from different industries and eras, documentaries and podcasts on innovation, psychology, and business, biographies of great thinkers and builders, new experiences, cultures, and conversations. The more inputs your mind receives, the more creative combinations it can make. Step 2. Practice mental visualization daily. Dedicate at least 5 to 10 minutes per day to consciously imagining your ideal financial life. Close your eyes and visualize the business or career you love, the income level you've achieved, the lifestyle, freedom, and choices you enjoy, the feeling of satisfaction, purpose, and wealth. See it clearly. Feel it emotionally. This visualization feeds your subconscious and strengthens belief. Step 3. Ask better questions. The quality of your imagination is determined by the quality of the questions you ask. Instead of asking, "Why can't I make more money?" ask, "What value can I create today that the market will pay for? What skill can I master that would 10x my income? How can I solve this problem in a way no one has tried yet?" Questions trigger imagination. Ask daily. Write your answers. Think beyond logic. Step 4. Keep an idea journal. Carry a notebook or digital note app and capture every idea, no matter how small or strange. Most million-dollar ideas start as vague hunches or odd thoughts. Write them down. Revisit them weekly. Develop them into actionable concepts. Over time, this habit creates an idea bank you can draw from forever. Step 5. Use constraints to spark creativity. Contrary to popular belief, imagination thrives under pressure. Try solving problems with limited time or money, creating a product using only existing resources, reinventing your service in a way no one expects. Constraints force your brain to stretch, and that's when breakthroughs happen. Real-life wealth through imagination. The power of imagination is not theory. It has been the seed of every major financial success. Howard Schultz imagined coffee as a global culture experience, not just a drink. Starbucks was born. Richard Branson imagined that airline travel could be exciting and luxurious again. Virgin Airlines disrupted the industry. Damon John imagined turning homemade clothes into a fashion empire. Fubu became a global brand. They did not wait for permission. They did not follow conventional models. They imagined something different and acted on it. So can you. The enemies of imagination. To protect and grow your imagination, be aware of the forces that kill it. Cynicism, that will never work. Perfectionism, the idea isn't good enough yet. Fear of judgment, what will people think? Rigid logic, it doesn't make sense on paper. Busyness, no time or space to think creatively. Imagination needs space, courage, and imperfection. Give yourself permission to dream without immediate proof or logic. Remember, the greatest ideas in history sounded crazy before they became obvious. Imagination and money beliefs. Imagination also allows you to reprogram your beliefs about money. If you grew up hearing, money doesn't grow on trees, rich people are greedy, we can't afford that, then your subconscious has installed images of limitation, fear, and guilt around wealth. You can change that. Use imagination to picture yourself as someone who earns generously and gives freely. See money as a tool for good, growth, and contribution. Create new stories about what money means in your life. New internal images create new emotional relationships with wealth and new financial outcomes. Final thoughts. Your imagination is not a toy. It is your most valuable asset. Every financial breakthrough, every entrepreneurial idea, every career pivot, every solution to your biggest challenge begins in the mind. If you want to build wealth, you must train your imagination like a muscle. Feed it, challenge it, respect it, use it daily. Because your future is not just something you wait for, it is something you design. And the blueprint lives in your imagination. Idea 6, organize planning. Dream big, execute smart. Desire is your starting point. Faith is your foundation. Imagination fuels your vision. But none of these elements matter if they are not followed by a practical, detailed, and organized plan of action. Napoleon Hill made this clear. Wishing will not bring riches. Planning will. In fact, Hill devoted an entire chapter in Think and Grow Rich to the subject of organized planning, because he knew that no amount of dreaming or positive thinking could replace the need for execution. Most people dream of success. Fewer believe they deserve it. But only a small fraction ever sit down, map it out, and build a plan to make it real. Those are the ones who win. Organized planning is the bridge between your imagination and reality. It transforms your ideas from abstract desires into concrete steps. It turns chaos into clarity and fear into focused action. Why organized planning is essential for wealth. Planning is not glamorous. It's not emotional. It's not as exciting as dreaming. And that's exactly why most people avoid it. But if you skip the planning phase, you stay trapped in the cycle of hoping, guessing, reacting, and starting over. Organized planning provides clear direction, focused energy, measurable progress, strategic use of time and resources, confidence through clarity. Without a plan, your mind becomes scattered. You jump from one idea to another. You react to emergencies instead of preventing them. You waste time on low-value tasks that don't move you forward. A well-built plan keeps you aligned with your goal and moving forward, no matter what challenges arise. The difference between wishing and planning. There is a massive gap between people who wish for success and those who plan for it. Wishing sounds like this: I want to start a business someday. It'd be great to make more money. Hopefully, things improve next year. Planning sounds like this: I'm launching my online course on June 1st. My content calendar is already mapped out. I will earn an additional $2,000 per month by December by offering consulting services. Here's my weekly schedule, aligned with my top priorities and income goals. Wishing is passive. Planning is active. Wishing is emotional. Planning is strategic. Wishing relies on luck. Planning builds certainty. Success respects the planner, not the dreamer. The key elements of organized planning. He'll emphasize that an organized plan must be definite, specific goals, dates, and outcomes. Flexible, able to evolve in response to feedback and reality. Written, clearly documented, not just imagined. Actionable, broken into steps that can be executed daily or weekly. Let's break that down into a practical process. Step-by-step guide to building an organized plan. Step 1. Clarify your goal in precise terms. Before you can build a plan, you must know exactly what you're aiming for. Ask, what is the financial target? What must be achieved? What is the purpose behind it? Example, I want to earn $10,000 per month from my coaching business by December 31st to gain financial freedom and support my family. This is your North Star. Step 2. Identify the vehicle or strategy. What is your chosen path? A business? A specific investment plan? A freelancing or consulting model? A product launch? Be clear on how you plan to reach the goal. Avoid scattering your energy across multiple vehicles. Focus beats variety. Step 3. Break down the goal into milestones. Big goals feel overwhelming. Break them into smaller wins. If your target is $10,000 per month in 12 months, what does that look like at month 3, 6, 9? What's the minimum revenue target each quarter? How many clients or sales does that require? Turn vision into math. Step 4. Break down milestones into weekly actions. Now take those quarterly or monthly targets and reverse engineer the actions needed. Ask, what must I do each week to get there? How many sales calls, ads, posts, or hours? What content needs to be created? What systems must be built? Create A weekly plan that aligns with your priorities. Use tools like calendars, to-do lists, or project management apps. Step 5. Create a daily action list. Every night or every morning, write down 3 to 5 key actions that directly support your goal. These are not random tasks. They are needle movers, the highest value activities that produce real progress. Examples: record video content for product launch, reach out to 10 leads, submit 2 client proposals, write email sequence for sales funnel. This is how dreams become checklists, and checklists become outcomes. Step 6. Review and adjust weekly. Planning is not static. It evolves. Every week, review what worked, what didn't, what needs improvement, where you've fallen behind. Update your plan to reflect reality. Planning without review is guessing. Reviewing without adjusting is repeating mistakes. Why people resist planning. Most people avoid planning because it exposes their vague thinking. It reveals how little time they actually spend on high-value actions. It forces accountability. It eliminates excuses. But that's also why planning works. It demands focus. It reveals the truth. It separates fantasy from commitment. If you want to stop wasting time, energy, and potential, start planning like your life depends on it. Because in many ways it does. Planning and mental clarity. A solid plan also reduces anxiety because uncertainty decreases. Overwhelm because you focus on a few key steps. Procrastination because clarity leads to action. When your plan is visible and broken down, your brain is free to focus on execution, not worry. You stop asking, what should I do today? Instead, you already know. Clarity is power, and planning is the source of that clarity. When plans fail, and why that's not a problem, Hill warned that most initial plans will fail, and that's okay. The real mistake is quitting after one failure or refusing to adapt. Failure is feedback. Planning is iteration. The key is to stick to the goal, adjust the method, stay emotionally neutral when things don't go as expected. Persistence plus flexibility equals unstoppable. Some of the world's greatest entrepreneurs built 5 or 10 failed plans before hitting the one that worked. What mattered was that they never stopped organizing, testing, and adjusting. Building a team around your plan. Hill also stressed the power of a mastermind group, a team of minds working in harmony to help you succeed. You don't have to plan or execute alone. Build a network of mentors, advisors, collaborators, experts, supportive peers. Ask them, where's my plan weak? What am I missing? What would you do differently? A good plan gets better with smart input. Let others sharpen your strategy. Tools for modern organized planning. Today, planning has never been easier thanks to technology. Use Trello or Asana for project management, Notion or Evernote for knowledge and resource storage, Google Calendar for time blocking and scheduling, spreadsheets for financial tracking and forecasting, journals for daily prioritization and reflection. The tools don't matter as much as the consistency. Choose a system. Stick with it. Use it daily. Final thoughts. Planning is the most overlooked but most critical step in achieving wealth. Without a plan, goals fade. Time is wasted. Progress is random. Motivation fades. With a plan, actions align with vision. Results compound. Clarity replaces confusion. Discipline becomes natural. Planning is not a chore. It's a weapon. It transforms you from a passive dreamer into a strategic builder. It's how you stop living by default and start living by design. So sit down, think clearly, write it out, and then work the plan. Review it, adjust it, live it, because in a world of distraction and noise, the person with a clear plan wins. Idea 7, decision. Conquer indecision and move with power. In Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill wrote something bold. Analysis of several hundred people who had accumulated fortunes well beyond the $1 million mark disclosed the fact that every one of them had the habit of reaching decisions promptly and of changing these decisions slowly, if and when they were changed. Let that sink in. Every one of them. Not most, not some, every one. What separated the ultra-successful from the average was not just intelligence or opportunity. It was their ability to make decisions quickly and with confidence, and then follow through with determination. Decision is power, and indecision is the silent killer of dreams. Why decision is a turning point in success. Think about this. Every change in your life, good or bad, started with a decision. The decision to quit that job, the decision to start that business, the decision to walk away from the wrong relationship, the decision to take a risk when others hesitated. Your entire future is shaped not by your wishes, not by your intentions, but by your decisions. Hill believed that successful people know what they want and go after it. They trust themselves. They take full responsibility. They understand that life rewards those who act, not those who wait endlessly for the perfect moment. The cost of indecision. Indecision is expensive, and not just financially. It costs you time. Every day you hesitate is a day lost. Energy. Constant overthinking drains your mental strength. Opportunities. Life doesn't wait. Opportunities expire. Self-trust. Indecision breeds doubt and weakens your confidence. Respect. People respect those who act, not those who delay. In the financial world, indecision is deadly. You hesitate to invest, and the opportunity passes. You delay launching your business, and the market shifts. You avoid asking for a raise, and years go by without growth. You overthink every move, and paralysis sets in. Success demands speed, not recklessness, but decisiveness. Why most people struggle with decision? Most people are not trained to decide. They are trained to follow. From childhood, we are told what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. Then suddenly, as adults, we're expected to lead our own lives, and we freeze. Indecision is a result of fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of making the wrong choice, lack of self-trust, need for external approval. But here's the truth. There are no perfect decisions. There are only decisions made and followed through with commitment. Successful people understand this. They act, they learn, and they adapt. They don't wait for certainty. They create it through action, decision, and personal power. Every time you make a clear decision, you reclaim your power. You move from passive to active, from reactive to intentional, from victim to creator. And each decision strengthens your identity as someone who leads instead of someone who follows. Ask yourself, what decisions have I been avoiding? What am I waiting for that I could create with one committed choice? What would happen if I decided today and never look back? Decision is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. How to develop the habit of strong decision-making. Hill didn't just tell us to make decisions. He gave us the mindset and structure to develop the habit. Here's how you can apply it to your life. Step 1. Get crystal clear on what you want. Indecision thrives in confusion. Clarity is the enemy of doubt. Define your goals in detail. How much money do you want to earn? What kind of lifestyle do you want? What does success look like in your terms? Once you know what you want, decisions become easier because every choice can be measured against that vision. Step 2. Set a deadline for every important decision. Never leave major decisions open-ended. Tell yourself, I will decide by a specific date and time. Deadlines force action. They limit paralysis. Even if you don't have every answer, you can choose the best available option and adjust later if needed. Step 3. Trust your intuition and then back it with logic. Successful decision makers often begin with instinct and then support it with data. Don't ignore your gut. It reflects your values, experiences, and deeper intelligence. But also ask, what are the facts? What are the risks? What's the worst case scenario? Idea 8, persistence. How to keep going when most people quit. Napoleon Hill famously said, persistence is to the character of man as carbon is to steel. In other words, persistence is the element that gives strength, resilience, and endurance to every other quality you possess. You can have desire, faith, imagination, a great plan, and even opportunity. But without persistence, you will fail. Every successful person has mastered the art of persistence. They have continued where others stopped. They have pressed forward despite rejection, defeat, and discouragement. They have seen obstacles not as roadblocks but as tests, and they have passed those tests through raw, relentless determination. Persistence is not talent. It's not luck. It's not motivation. It's a decision. A decision to keep going, no matter what. And it is one of the most critical traits in building lasting wealth and personal freedom. Why persistence is the gatekeeper of wealth. If you look at the journey of anyone who has achieved lasting success, you'll see one thing in common. They kept showing up long after it stopped being easy. They kept writing after rejection, calling after being ignored, selling after being told no, investing after losing money, believing when no one else did. The truth is that the road to wealth is filled with resistance. Emotional resistance, fear, doubt, anxiety, burnout. External resistance, setbacks, criticism, delays, market changes. Social resistance, pressure to conform, discouragement from others. Without persistence, any of these can stop you. With persistence, none of them can. Persistence means you don't stop until the result is in your hands. And even then, you keep moving forward. Why most people quit. Hill observed that the majority of people quit at the first sign of opposition. They mistake temporary defeat for permanent failure. They assume that discomfort means this isn't meant to be. They allow fear, fatigue, or frustration to dictate their future. This happens because their desire isn't strong enough. Their environment doesn't support their growth. They haven't built the habit of emotional endurance. They confuse failure with identity. I fail becomes I am a failure. But the successful think differently. They understand that defeat is only final when you stop trying. Repetition builds mastery. The obstacle is the path. Every failure contains a seed of equal or greater benefit, if you stay long enough to find it. The 4 steps to building persistence, Hill's formula. Napoleon Hill gave us a clear, repeatable formula to build unshakable persistence. It involves 4 simple but powerful steps. 1. A definite purpose backed by burning desire. You must have a goal worth fighting for. Without it, why persist? If your goal is vague, optional, or weak, your persistence will be too. Make your purpose clear, emotional, and urgent. Make sure you truly want it, not just because it's trendy, but because your soul burns for it. 2. A definite plan expressed in continuous action. You must be taking daily action toward your goal, not once a week, not when it's convenient, every single day, even when motivation disappears. Action fuels momentum. Momentum sustains belief, and belief reinforces persistence. 3. A mind closed tightly against all negative influence. You must protect your mental environment like your life depends on it, because your future does. That means ignoring critics, avoiding gossip, shutting down self-doubt, refusing to entertain failure as a permanent state. You cannot persist with a polluted mind. You must be ruthless about what you allow in your mental space. 4. A friendly alliance with 1 or more persons who will encourage you. This is your accountability circle, your mastermind. Surround yourself with people who will push you forward when you're tired, remind you why you started, refuse to let you quit on yourself. Celebrate your small wins along the way. You don't need 100 people. Just 1 or 2 allies who truly believe in your mission can make the difference between persistence and surrender. Daily habits that strengthen persistence. Persistence is a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. Here are practical ways to build it into your daily life. 1. Start and finish one hard thing every day. It could be a workout, a sales call, a difficult conversation. Train yourself to finish what you start, even when it's uncomfortable. 2. Track your progress. Create a simple system to measure your consistency. When you can see your streak of daily actions, you become emotionally attached to it, and that motivates further action. 3. Visualize the end result daily. Remind yourself why you're doing all this. Visualize the freedom, joy, and success that persistence will bring you. This strengthens your emotional commitment. 4. Study stories of persistence. Read biographies. Watch documentaries. Study those who kept going when they had every reason to quit. You'll quickly realize you're not alone and you're not the first. 5. Celebrate every win, even small ones. Persistence grows when it is rewarded. Don't wait until the goal is complete. Celebrate each milestone, each new skill, each tiny breakthrough. Success is a series of small wins stacked over time. Persistence in the face of financial setbacks. Money challenges are one of the biggest tests of persistence. It's easy to keep going when income is flowing. But what about when clients disappear, investments fail, bills pile up, your launch flops? Here's what persistence looks like then. You don't panic, you plan. You don't retreat, you reassess. You don't complain, you create. You don't give up, you get better. Wealth is not built in straight lines. It's built through iteration, correction, and persistence through the lows. The difference between quitting and pivoting. Persistence does not mean stubbornly repeating the same failed tactic. It means staying committed to the goal, even if the method must change. Successful people are persistent in their vision, but flexible in their strategy. Ask yourself, is this path truly not working, or have I not given enough consistent effort? Is this failure feedback or a final verdict? What lesson can I extract before I pivot? Sometimes pivoting is wisdom. Quitting is usually fear. Learn to tell the difference. Real-life examples of persistence. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. When asked why he didn't give up, he said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers before Harry Potter changed the world. Colonel Sanders was told no over 1,000 times before someone agreed to franchise his chicken recipe. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her early job as a news anchor and told she wasn't fit for television. They had every reason to quit, but they didn't. Persistence, not genius, created their success. Final thoughts. Persistence is a line that separates those who try from those who succeed. It is the most unglamorous trait on the path to wealth, but it is the most essential. You will face fear. You will be tired. You will fail. You will question yourself. But if you keep going, truly keep going, you will win. Because the world doesn't belong to the smartest, the fastest, or the luckiest. It belongs to the ones who refuse to quit. Idea 9, the mastermind. Surround yourself with power. Napoleon Hill identified a force so powerful, so underrated, and so essential to personal achievement that he devoted an entire chapter Think and Grow Rich to it. He called it the mastermind. This concept has nothing to do with IQ or genius. It's not about manipulation or hierarchy. It's about strategic alliance, a deliberate, structured collaboration between two or more minds united in harmony, working toward a definite goal. Hill wrote, "No individual may have great power without availing himself of the mastermind." The most successful people in the world, from business titans to artists to revolutionaries, never rise alone. They build teams. They build networks. They align themselves with people who challenge them, sharpen them, and open doors they could never reach on their own. This is the mastermind principle. Two or more minds in harmony create a third mind greater than the sum of its parts. Let's explore how you can use this idea to unlock exponential success in your finances, your mindset, and your mission. What is a mastermind group? A mastermind is not a casual group of friends. It's not a networking event. It's not a motivational support circle. A true mastermind is a high-level alliance between individuals committed to mutual growth, a shared purpose, ongoing contribution, accountability, and results. When structured correctly, a mastermind becomes a source of powerful ideas and insights, a mirror that reflects your blind spots, a vault of encouragement when you're tired, a strategic think tank for your biggest challenges, a testing ground for bold new moves. It is not just emotional support. It is strategic alignment with driven people, designed to accelerate your success. Why the mastermind is essential for wealth. Wealth creation is not a solo sport. Even if you are a solopreneur, investor, or creative, your thinking will only grow to the level of your environment. If you're surrounded by people who complain, settle, waste time, fear risk, discourage ambition, then your mind will absorb and reflect those patterns. But if you are surrounded by those who think big, move fast, build things, speak boldly, hold each other accountable, your mindset, habits, and income will evolve accordingly. The people around you determine what's normal, what's possible, what's expected of you. The mastermind redefines those standards upward so that greatness becomes your new default. The science behind collective intelligence. Hill's concept has since been validated by modern science. Psychologists refer to collective intelligence, the phenomenon in which groups of individuals, when well-organized and collaborative, make better decisions than even the smartest individuals on their own. Why? Multiple perspectives reveal better options. Feedback shortens the trial and error loop. Shared energy increases motivation and resilience. A diversity of skills fills in each other's gaps. A well-functioning mastermind becomes a multiplier of your potential. The two types of mastermind you need. There are two ways to structure your mastermind support system. 1. Formal mastermind groups. This is a recurring, structured meeting, virtual or in-person, between 3 to 6 individuals who meet weekly or monthly to share progress, set goals, solve problems, offer feedback, challenge limiting beliefs. This kind of mastermind should be selective. Invite only committed, growth-minded people. Focused. Everyone should have a clear mission. Disciplined. Meetings are consistent, time-bound, and productive. Many of today's top CEOs and entrepreneurs are part of paid mastermind groups, peer advisory boards, or inner circles where ideas are exchanged at the highest level. But you don't need millions to start your own. You need initiative and intention. 2. Informal mastermind relationships. This includes mentors who guide you from experience, accountability partners who challenge you to stay consistent, peer collaborators who build projects with you, online communities where value is exchanged. These don't require formal meetings, but they require presence and engagement. Your mastermind is not a one-time event. It's an ecosystem you build over time. How to build your mastermind circle. You don't need to know celebrities or billionaires. You need to find people who are growth-focused, have integrity, take action, think strategically, want to contribute and receive value. Start here. Step 1. Define what you need. What kind of thinking, skills, or perspectives are missing from your current circle? Do you need financial strategy insight, marketing or sales expertise, emotional resilience and accountability, access to new networks or industries? Define your ideal mastermind profile, then start looking. Step 2. Be the person you want to attract. Before seeking value, become valuable. Show up with ideas. Follow through on commitments. Share insights. Celebrate others' wins. Offer help without keeping score. High-level people are drawn to other high-level people, not energy vampires or excuse makers. Step 3. Start small and keep it consistent. Invite 1 or 2 people for a trial mastermind call or meeting. Set a simple agenda. Wins, challenges, ideas, next steps. Meet weekly or bi-weekly. Keep it tight. Keep it focused. Let it evolve naturally. Step 4. Evaluate and adjust. Ask after a few meetings. Is everyone growing? Are we solving problems? Not just talking? Is the energy aligned? Is there mutual contribution? Don't be afraid to pivot, refine, or move on from members who aren't aligned. Mastermind and accountability. One of the most underrated powers of a mastermind is accountability. When you commit to something privately, it's easy to delay or ignore it. But when you declare your goal publicly, especially to people you respect, something shifts. You feel the pressure of expectation. You feel the honor of being trusted. You want to deliver, not just for you, but for the group. Accountability raises your standards, and high standards create consistent success. Examples of mastermind power in action. The Inklings, a group of writers including C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien who met weekly to critique and improve each other's work. Benjamin Franklin's Junto, a club of tradesmen and thinkers who shared ideas, challenged philosophies, and supported each other's projects. Silicon Valley. Many of the tech giants began as informal masterminds, founders bouncing ideas off one another in coffee shops, co-working spaces, and universities. Even history's greatest minds understood. Iron sharpens iron. What a mastermind is not. To be clear, the mastermind is not a place to complain, a group therapy session, a competition, a casual hangout. It is a strategic collaboration. If energy is not moving forward, it's moving backward. Choose your circle wisely. Protect it, nurture it, grow with it. Final thoughts. No matter how smart, driven, or talented you are, you have limits, blind spots, gaps, weaknesses. The mastermind helps you overcome them. It gives you more than knowledge. It gives you power. Power to think bigger, move faster, solve better, endure longer, succeed together. If you're not where you want to be yet, ask yourself, who am I surrounding myself with? Because success is not a solo act. Your future depends not just on what you know or do, but on who you think with. Build your mastermind, honor it, and watch your world expand beyond anything you could have done alone. Idea 10, sexual transmutation. Transform desire into dominance. Perhaps the most misunderstood and the most powerful chapter in Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich is the one on sexual transmutation. When people hear the word sexual, they think of physical pleasure, intimacy, or emotional connection. Rarely do they associate it with business, money, power, or purpose. But he'll argue the opposite. The emotion of sex brings into being a state of mind. Because of ignorance on the subject, this state of mind is generally associated with the physical. The reality is that sex is the most powerful of human desires. When driven by this desire, men develop keenness of imagination, courage, willpower, persistence, and creative ability unknown to them at other times. In short, your sexual energy is your life force, and when directed consciously, transmuted, it becomes a source of financial success, magnetic personal power, creativity and innovation, charisma and leadership, spiritual energy. Let's unpack what this means and, more importantly, how to apply it. What is sexual transmutation? Sexual transmutation is a process of converting sexual energy into creative, productive, and financial energy. It does not mean suppressing your sexual desires. It does not mean becoming celibate or denying your physical nature. It means taking intense energy that naturally arises from sexual desire and channeling it to a higher, long-term goal, whether it's building a business, creating art, leading people, or growing wealth. Sexual energy is among the strongest impulses in human beings. It is responsible for reproduction, passion, physical vitality, deep emotions, and spiritual connection. Hill believed that when this force is controlled, redirected, and harmonized, it produces levels of focus, discipline, and creative genius that most people never access. Why sexual energy matters. Most people leak their energy constantly, chasing pleasure over purpose, distracted by fantasies and impulses, addicted to quick dopamine hits from sex, pornography, or meaningless flings, operating in a state of depletion rather than direction. This leads to low ambition, scattered focus, weak discipline, emotional instability, diminished self-respect. But when sexual energy is retained, refined, and redirected, something extraordinary happens. You become more focused on your goals, more charismatic in business and leadership, more disciplined in your daily habits, more powerful in your emotional energy, more magnetic in how others respond to you. Sexual transmutation is not about repression. It is about elevation. The link between sexual energy and wealth. Hill found that many of the world's wealthiest men and women had highly developed sexual energy, not because they were impulsive, but because they had learned how to harness that fire. Why? Because sexual energy fuels desire, intensifies imagination, amplifies persistence, strengthens willpower, heightens intuitive intelligence. These are the exact qualities necessary for wealth creation. Sexual energy is creative energy. You can use it to create life or to create art, innovation, business, systems, movements, and fortune. Most people waste it. The successful redirect it. Signs you're leaking sexual energy. Before you can transmute, you must identify where energy is being lost. You may be leaking sexual energy if you feel drained after casual sexual encounters. You use sex or porn to escape stress, boredom, or emptiness. You lose motivation after sexual release. You struggle to concentrate or stay consistent in your goals. You find yourself addicted to the pursuit of pleasure instead of purpose. Leaking energy leads to weakness, not just physical, but mental and spiritual. The first step is awareness. The second is choice. How to transmute sexual energy, step by step. Transmutation is a skill. Like any muscle, it must be trained. Here's how to practice it. 1. Identify a higher purpose. You need a mission bigger than your impulses. Build a business. Write a book. Master a craft. Lead a cause. Create financial freedom. Without a purpose, energy has nowhere to go. With purpose, energy flows upward. 2. Control physical expression. This doesn't mean celibacy. It means mindful discipline. Avoid compulsive masturbation or pornography. Be intentional with sexual relationships. Choose partners who align with your values, not just your chemistry. Observe your energy levels before and after sex. You must recognize that every physical release has an energetic cost. Choose when it is worth it and when it is not. 3. Redirect urges immediately. Sexual desire is natural and constant. When it arises, instead of indulging in physical gratification, channel it into action. Go create something. Exercise. Journal ideas. Make a sales call. Build your platform. Train your nervous system to respond to desire with creation, not consumption. Over time, this becomes automatic. 4. Breathe and move the energy. Sexual energy builds in the lower body. You can move it. Practice deep breathing. Inhale into your belly. Exhale through your nose. Imagine the energy rising up your spine. Use cold showers to calm the nervous system. Practice yoga, martial arts, or breath work to unlock internal control. This is not esoteric. It's somatic intelligence. You are teaching your body to become a container for a higher intensity without being ruled by it. 5. Practice presence and focus. When you master sexual energy, you become more present, more focused, more alive. Every meeting, project, or conversation becomes electric. You bring gravity, attention, and depth. This is what makes certain people magnetic. They are not faking confidence. They are radiating focus, contained energy, and that is rare and extremely powerful. Sexual transmutation for entrepreneurs and creators. If you're building something, a business, a platform, a product, your sexual energy is your secret weapon. Use it to push through long hours, generate visionary ideas, take bold risks, move through rejection, stay obsessed with your mission. Every time you resist distraction and channel that energy into work, you compound your momentum. Days become weeks. Weeks become mastery. Mastery becomes income and impact. This is how legends are built. Sexual energy and relationships. Sexual transmutation does not mean you must avoid intimacy. In fact, healthy, conscious relationships amplify your power. When sex is sacred, it becomes fuel. When love is aligned, it becomes strategy. When partners support each other's mission, they become unstoppable. The key is awareness, discipline, and mutual respect. Avoid relationships that drain your power, distract your focus, or dilute your drive. Choose partnerships that elevate your purpose and demand your excellence. Common misconceptions. Isn't sexual energy just for sex? No, it's for creation. Sex is one outlet. Wealth, art, and leadership are others. Is this about abstinence? Not necessarily. It's about mastery, not denial. Isn't the spiritual stuff not business? Sexual transmutation is both. It's spiritual, psychological, physical, and highly strategic. Isn't this just a male concept? Absolutely not. Sexual energy is present in all humans. Women also benefit deeply from mastering, directing, and honoring this force. Final thoughts. You were born with a source of immense power inside you. Most people waste it. The few who master it own the world. Sexual transmutation is not a gimmick. It is a transformation of instinct into intention, of pleasure into purpose, of raw desire into divine drive. If you want to build wealth, legacy, freedom, and fulfillment, start here. Not just with your mind or your money, but with your energy. Protect it, cultivate it, use it to build, use it to serve, use it to rise. Because once you master your desire, nothing can master you. The 10 greatest ideas from Napoleon Hill for financial success in daily life. Definiteness of desire, the starting point of all riches. Understand exactly what you want, write it down, and pursue it with burning passion and clarity. Faith, belief as a foundation of success. Cultivate absolute belief in yourself and your goals, even when there is no visible evidence yet. Autosuggestion, programming your mind for wealth. Rewire your subconscious mind through daily, emotional repetition of your goals and affirmations. Specialized knowledge. Learn what school never taught you. Acquire and apply specific, actionable knowledge that creates real value in the marketplace. Imagination, your personal workshop for wealth. Use your creative and synthetic imagination to solve problems, create opportunities, and design your future. Organized planning. Dream big, execute smart. Turn dreams into step-by-step action plans and adjust them intelligently as you encounter obstacles. Decision. Conquer indecision and move with power. Make decisions quickly, change them slowly, and trust yourself to act even without perfect information. Persistence. How to keep going when most people quit. Build emotional endurance to overcome setbacks, criticism, and temporary defeat on the path to wealth. The mastermind. Surround yourself with power. Align yourself with a circle of ambitious, supportive individuals who amplify your growth and success. Sexual transmutation. Transform desire into dominance. Redirect your strongest natural energy toward building wealth, creativity, influence, and mastery.